Hi, I'm Trent, Program Manager at Ascentive, with this week's review of Ascentive TradeMap portfolio activity and investment results. What a fantastic week this was for Ascentive TradeMap subscribers. Although prices were especially volatile due to the inflation and equity earnings announcements that were issued, our profits grew an amazing $10,980 in 1 week. So now, let's take a look at how we started out the week and review what happened for our growing community of investment subscribers. We started out with 10 open positions. 6 of them were winning trades. We were running a solid investment return of 62%. That's a more typical return for Ascentive TradeMap investors compared to the much higher returns we've been seeing the last few weeks. Notice that 3 of the open positions were set to expire during the week, so we expected closing orders for them to be indicated soon. We also held winning short positions in the 10-year T-note and the 5-year T-note futures contracts, but a losing long position in the 2-year T-note futures contract. Because these 3 financial commodities typically move in the same direction, this week we expected to see orders indicated that would change our holdings so that they are all trending in the same direction. And that's exactly what we saw happen. During the week we closed 7 positions. This created a rather atypical total loss for the week of $799. This was mostly due to the fact that 2 of the positions were reversals of direction, moving from long to short and vice versa due to an unusually high volatility in futures prices. On these rare occasions, extreme volatility in the market prices will cause what's known as a whipsaw. This is when we receive a reverse signal and then very soon receive another one, reversing the prior reversal, just as we saw this week. Fortunately, this doesn't happen often, but when it does we must endure the volatility and trust the process for a better outcome soon. We also had one trade close at a fully realized loss of $2,000 after being open only 2 days. It never feels good to be stopped out of a position so soon after opening the trade. But Ascentive TradeMap investing should be emotionless investing. We pay attention to the guidance and understand that no investment is ever a certainty. Nicely enough, fully realized losses are often completely neutralized by exceptional profits made in other trades that were equally volatile, but volatile in our favor. And that was certainly the case for our trades this week. During the week we opened 4 positions. As we just mentioned, we closed 2 of them within the week. Normally that would be quite disappointing were it not for the exceptional growth we saw in so many other positions. The total initial margin requirement for your risk capital required this week was $17,945. Don't forget you can always open a micro or mini-sized contract of a futures so that your investment returns remain high even if the absolute dollar amount of profits is reduced. This is also a great way of reducing your risk, especially if you're still growing your confidence and expertise in futures trading. Ascentive TradeMap indicators are suggesting that many commodity futures prices are still seeking a trend at the moment and prevent us from committing too soon before trend directions are established. That's why we opened so few positions even though our portfolio doesn't have many open contracts right now. So we begin next week in a fantastically strong position after a week of solid growth in earnings for your portfolio. Again, this week our portfolios grew by $10,980. In the portfolio, notice that the July coffee futures contract, now running a 70% return, is due to expire in a few days. Expect to see a closed position indicator for this contract very soon. The overall portfolio is running a profit of over $30,000 on an investment of under $35,000, a 90% ROI. If you're not a full subscriber, why not give it a try? You can start a free 7-day trial and you can cancel anytime. But get this, no Ascentive TradeMap subscriber has ever yet canceled their subscription. Not a single one. We're confident you won't either. That's a review of the past week, and it was an incredible one. Although Ascentive TradeMap investing is based exclusively on technical analysis, here are some fundamental items of note happening next week. Next week's news will be dominated by lots of corporate earnings reports. We can also expect important updates on the U.S. housing market, with June housing starts and building permits on Tuesday, followed by existing home sales on Wednesday. Overseas, the European Central Bank is expected to raise its benchmark interest rate for the first time since 2011. The UK and Japan will release their latest inflation figures for June, which could affect the financial commodity futures contracts in our portfolio. But again, those are subjective fundamentals. Instead, keep looking for the Ascentive buy and sell alerts in your inbox each trading day. They are the purely objective indicators we follow. Have a great week and thanks for being an Ascentive Trade Map investor.